Right, express 2 to the power 24 in the form of, so in scientific notation. So if you key that into your calculator, you get this number here. So key 2 to the power 24 into your calculator, that's what you get. Now you have to write it in the form of, this is scientific. What does this mean? A has to be between 1 and 10. So that's where the decimal point is, and I'll keep moving the decimal point until I get to a number which is between 1 and 10. At the end. Oh, 7, 7. Right, I'll keep moving the decimal point until I get to a number between 1 and 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1,677. 5, 6, that's 16. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movements. So I've ended up with my decimal point at 1.6, and that is between 1 and 10. So I stop at that point. Alright, and I jumped how many spaces? 7. By 10 to the 7. Alright, and it also does, the question does say, to 3 significant figures. 3 significant figures means, look from the left hand side, looking up. Looking up. That's a significant figure. To 3 significant figures. So I want 3 figures. So obviously this 7 will round to an 8. Okay, that's it though. So A is between 1 and 10. That's between 1 and 10. There's 10 and there's a power to the 7. Right, the next question. Write 6 to the minus 2 and 81 to the power half using indices. Oh, without using indices. So you could basically just key that into your calculator if you wanted to. But we'll look at a few things in indices. Just look up. First of all, you don't need to use a calculator. Take this one first. First of all, what's 6 squared? 6 by 6 is equal to 36. What happens if you put a minus in front of the 2? The answer is actually you put that minus means put a 1 over the 36. So it's the same as 1/6 times 1/6 is equal to 1 over 36. Okay? Alright? Okay, so we'll do the next bit. 81 to the power of half. Well, to the power of a half means half is the same as the square root. Square root of 81 is 9. There are my 2 answers. 1 over 36 and over here 9. Show that this is equal to, actually works out, this is the answer. Okay, so first of all we'll look at indices. So if I have 8 to the 4 times 8 to the 2, what's the answer? 8 to the 6. I can also write that like this, just with a space in between. Same thing. Or they're multiplied. So same answer. If I have 8 to the 8 over 8 to the 5, what's the answer?
8 to the 3.
8 to the 3. You subtract the powers. If I have 8 to the 3, I'll just keep it simple. Well, yeah. 8 to the 2, power of 3. Yeah, that's 8 to the 6. How did you get there? Watch. So 8 to the 2, how many times will we multiply it by itself? So a squared times a squared times a squared. That's the same thing, isn't it? Add the powers. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. The simple way of doing it is 3 times 2 is 6. Right, so what we'll do is we'll look at the top bit first. Does this work out to be equal to that? So look it up. Watch. We'll multiply inside the brackets first. That's 8 to the power of 1 times. The square root of a is 8 to the power of half, isn't it? So if I add, what's the answer when I'll add those two? 1 and 1.5 is 8 to the power of 1.5. Okay, so I'm going to replace this. Wait, stay there for a second. Alright, so we did a sum earlier where we said 8 to the 2 times 8 to the 2 to the power of 3 is 8 to the 6, the answer. So you multiply 2 times 3. What do you do here? You multiply the 3 times 1.5. 3 times 1.5 is? 2 times 1.5 is 3. 3 times 1.5 is?
3.5.
4.5, isn't it? 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. 4.5. 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. Right, the final step. What happens here? You subtract 4 from 4.5. What do you get? Is 8 to the half the same as square root of a?
Yeah.
It is. Okay.